Okay, this is just as important as coaching. It's the word culture's thrown around a lot, which I guess is a good word. I'm not really a fan of it, but it's the environment, right? So this is why so many kids join like our academy and do so well, and the parents are like, oh my God, they only went to one practice, and I can't believe, what did you guys do to my son or my daughter? And I'm like, dude, we didn't do anything in one practice. We didn't do anything in 3 practices, you know? We say this, you make it through the first 3 weeks, your kids are gonna really settle in and it's gonna be amazing. You make it through the first 3 months, and there's nothing to make through. It's not hard. It's wrestling, it's not easy, but you know, there's no Tommy tough guy, beat him up, doing sprints and push-ups till someone cries, slobbering coach walking around screaming at the kids. We don't do all that. We get better at wrestling. That's it. So it's not like physically army boot camp grueling. Okay, so, but make it through means you're gonna get your butt kicked a little bit, and most people don't know how to stay in a stance and drill for 2 hours and 15 minutes straight, right? Okay, so, but why do they do, you know, people say, well, I can't believe they look so good, they've only been to 2 practices, what did you do to them? It's amazing, you're like magic. And I'm like, because, you know, they have a Perler wrestling shirt on. This is our 25th year. They got 24 years of excellence behind them. It's like when I went to Oklahoma State years ago, or right now, you sign and you walk into, you know, Grandview University, which is at least one of the top NAIA programs in America. My son-in-law wrestled there until, you know, the COVID, and his career got cut short a couple of years. Probably would have been a national champion, but you put that Grandview uniform on, you put the Iowa State, you put the Virginia Tech, you go to a defending state championship high school team, and you're a freshman, and you enter that team, you're gonna wrestle better. Why? It's because of the momentum of tradition and excellence that you are enrolling in. It's no different than if I got a real estate license, I would not take a job for Jim Bob's real estate company. No, I'd say, who's the baddest, biggest, most well-known real estate company? Sure, their profit margins are lower, but I don't care. I'm gonna sell there's clout, right? It's just the way it is. And when you're wearing an Oklahoma State uniform, you just feel better than everybody else, you know? Even if you're not ranked number 1 in the nation, even if the team's not ranked number 1, I guarantee you wear your 3-time, maybe your high school team has won 3 state titles in the past 8 years, and you've got 4 other medals. You haven't won a state title as a team in 6 years, but there's still a tradition there. You feel like you're a part of something special. That is how a human's mind operates, okay? So, and yes, you can plug into it. Now, can anybody join Harvard? No. Harvard says, screw you, you're not smart enough. Get out. You can't be here, right? Not everyone can go to Penn State. Almost anybody can join or an environment, or maybe you're an adult and you're like, okay, well, I got to start here. I'm going to spend 5 years with this company, but I want to work there. I want to work there. They're not going to hire me yet because I haven't proven myself to be a savage, because they're not here to babysit. They're not here to help humanity. They want people who are fast horses, who can show in and contribute and can just step in line and continue the process of kicking people's asses. That's what they want in a big major company, right? Same with wrestling. So, you know, you can join into these environments, right? But that's more important than coaching. It's the environment that a coach develops, not by himself or herself. There's some women coaches in wrestling now, aren't there? It's very cool. I'm good friends with a few of them. It is fun to see. So he or she develops this culture, right? It's like OU softball. when you're a member of Oklahoma University softball, I mean, you're a woman who feels like, hey, you know what? I've got tradition behind me and expectations in front of me, and it's like you just don't hang out on a Monday night party until 2 a.m. It's like people say, don't put so much pressure on yourself. More pressure, more, right? I guarantee you there's a lot of men who were they were clowns, and then once they found out they're going to be a dad, they're like, okay, it's time to get my crap together. It's time to be a man, right? So there's pressure there. And I think that's more important than coaching. And if you can find an environment like that, you should plug yourself into it. Even if that means you show up to our wrestling academy potentially, or our summer camps, or someone else's who has built, what we have built. And it's going to be harder though. It's like, no, I don't want to do all that. I just want to go to the YMCA Pee Wee Wrestling Club. Okay, go ahead. I want to be a big fish in a small pond. There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and do it. But I don't think you tap into that hidden human potential and power that exists within you when, I tell my parents, I go, what are you doing going to the tournament? I don't say it this arrogant, well, not arrogant, but like this harshly. But I'm like, do you really think it's a good idea to have a Mountain Dew t-shirt on at the wrestling tournament? I mean, you got a Perla wrestling outfit at home. Why not wear that? Right? 9-year-old with a big orange Gatorade mustache. Mine goes, oh, it's so cute. I took pictures. Dude, you don't want your 9-year-old walking around with the Mountain Dew t-shirt and a Gatorade mustache and his hair all messed up. No, he needs to look like a little stud. I had some pictures of our kids who looked like little studs, and I used to send it to my parents. I'm like, this is how you need to act. This is how you need to look. You have to dress for success. I'll tell you this. If I wanted to sell my home and my property, and you drove up in a 2014 minivan as a real estate agent, I'm like, yeah, thanks for the interview. Don't call me, I'll call you. Someone shows up in a $140,000 car or a $90,000 truck in a nice suit, preferably some gray hair and wrinkles because they've been doing it for a long time. I see their billboard over there. I go to their social media page, and they have 9,000 followers, and they post twice a day and I'm like, dude, I want you to sell my house. I want you to do it. I'm not going to mess around with anybody else. And so, think about dressing your kids for success, getting them around humans. Like my son, he was going to wrestling college, and came down to a few schools, and Oklahoma State was on the list, the biggest, best opportunity. And he's like, it's going to be difficult. And I'm like, yeah. Ended up getting a concussion, missed his senior year, it was a nightmare. And then decided not to wrestle in college, and now he's in jiu-jitsu and getting very good, owns a jiu-jitsu gym and travels the nation teaching wrestling, and he operates our wrestling academy for girls. So he's doing well, but now he's in jiu-jitsu, and it's very fun. But I was like, Ty, Oklahoma State wrestling changed my life. I was around a group of like 30 guys. I felt like we could take over a small country if we had to. When you're around people like that, it's like you just bring your A game. I would rather you go there because it's going to change you as a human being. Sure, is it tougher to make the team? Yeah. Potentially, may you not make the team, except for a couple of times? Yeah, but when you make the team, you're top 50 in the world. When you make the team, you're fighting for the national title. So that's what's more important than coaching, in my opinion. and you want to try to plug into that. And when you get in that environment, don't quit. Just keep your kids in that environment, all right? Because it's very important. And I think it's a lot harder to make it if you don't have that. And if you have that and you're not plugging into it, you're just making a big mistake. I mean, you're just missing a shortcut. So check us out, pearlofwrestling.com. Share this with somebody who can use it. Hit the like and subscribe. Always like our stuff. If you like our stuff when you see it. That way you keep being shown it. You know, we have 220,000 followers on social media. You're likely not to see our posts all the time. But if you always like it, and sometimes you comment and share, you'll see every single one. So it's kind of your call, but we appreciate you watching.